This week, we want to continue in that same vein, and I want us to look at the spiritual discipline of interior examination. Now, interior examination, that can sound like a bit of a heady word, but really what it means is the spiritual practice of asking the Holy Spirit to break through the superficiality of our spiritual lives and to expose any sins or blindnesses that we might have about who we are. Interior examination, it asks God to excavate with us any parts of our identity that have become misshapen by trauma or addictions or idolatries. And we ask the Spirit to expose those to us so that we might begin to be healed of them. And so that we might love God and love others and love the world more rightly and in a more healthy and honest manner. Perhaps the easiest way to understand the heart of the spiritual discipline of interior examination is just this simple prayer. Lord, show me me. Lord, show me me. Show me who I am. Show me what my truest identity is. Show me where I've been mistaken. Show me why I'm afraid. Show me why I fail to listen. Show me where I'm certain and need to be less certain. Show me where I'm timid but courage is required. And show me why I am the way that I am. Lord, show me me. This is the heart of interior examination. There are numerous examples of men and women in the Bible engaging in this practice and in this prayer. There are a number of passages in the Bible where God invites us to examine ourselves, to examine our lives and our faith and our motives. The passage that was read earlier from Psalm 139, it's one of them. I want us to look again at the verses 23 and 24 and see in them an invitation to not just an invitation, but a structure that we can use to engage in interior examination. The entire psalm of Psalm 139, it's a song written by King David in the Old Testament. It's really a prayer celebrating and recognizing the nearness of God in our lives. This psalm actually begins in verses 1 through 4, where David writes, "You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out, my lying down. You're familiar with all of my ways." The psalmist, David, he opens with the truth that there isn't a moment when God isn't with us, keeping us, sustaining us, caring for us, watching over us. Certainly there may be times where we feel lonely or abandoned, but beloved, I want you to know that you're never alone. God tells us time and again that he is with us. In Deuteronomy 31, we are told that the Lord himself goes before you and be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Emma was right in what she said in her testimony, that you aren't alone. Jesus himself, in the last words that he left his disciples in Matthew 28, before he ascended back into heaven, he says, "And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." And yet, while the truth is that God does know us and is ever and always with us, still David writes in Psalm 139, verse 23, "Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me. Know my anxious thoughts." For many of us, this prayer, this request to God, it can feel like an incredibly dangerous prayer. To have the God who knows all search us and examine our innermost parts, the innermost parts of our affections and of our thoughts. I don't know. That could be, who knows what could be dragged into the surface in that situation. And yet David knows, what David knows is that God is always fully present with us. David knows that the character of God is that of love and of trustworthiness. And so, beloved, if you find yourself reluctant to engage in a prayer of interior examination out of fear of what you might find, of what sludge may come to the surface, I want you to find courage in the fact that you go to the depths of your own soul, not alone. but with a God who is capable of holding your entire life in his caring hands. One of the ways that we will find intimacy with God this year, one of the ways that we will uncover a deepening with the Lord, is to open ourselves to the Spirit's work, to ask the Spirit to search us, to allow God to expose the pains and painful patterns of our lives so that his healing work may begin. And that work, it leads to a deepening relationship with Jesus.